Hey students, we are going to revise flowcharts and little bit of algorithms today. So now what if I tell you to explain the steps involved that you take while going to school? This is the basic work that you do every day. So you explain us in the form of a paragraph in which you write a long paragraph including that I wake up at 5 a.m. every morning, I get ready, pack my lunch and then I take the bus and go to school. Now, this paragraph looks messed up and is difficult for us to analyze and find the number of steps that are involved. So, instead of writing it in the form of paragraph, we take the help of an algorithm and make it more clear for us to analyze the steps that we have taken in order to form a task. Now, let's see how many steps are involved. Now, first step, I wake up. Second step, I get ready. Third step, I take the bus and reach school. Now, this is easier for us to analyze and is easy for us to count the number of steps that we have taken, and it also looks organized. Now, algorithm is a written form. Now, we'll be moving forward to flowcharts, which we are going to discuss here. So, we know that flowcharts are a pictorial representation of algorithms, and let us study a little bit about flowcharts. That flowcharts are a pictorial representation of various steps involved in a process. It is used to depict the flow of an algorithm with the help of boxes and arrows. It is a pictorial representation of an algorithm. Now, what are the symbols that are used in a flowchart? So, to draw a flowchart, the first symbol here is a terminal box. This is used to depict the starting and ending of a flowchart. Then input output box, which is used to give an input and an output, that is to enter a value and to display a value. Then you have a process box, which is often used for calculation and processing. Then you have flow lines, which are used as connectors in order to connect all these symbols together and make a flow chart, and also to show the flow lines or the flow of our flow chart. Now, we are going to move forward with the flow chart to enter two numbers and add them. Now, let's see. The first box is start. Then, with the flow line, you'll connect it to this box where you'll write read A and B. Next, in the processing box, you'll write sum is equal to A and B. Then, print the sum and stop. So this is a basic flow chart. This is how a flow chart for adding two number looks like, and we can see that we've used three variables here, A, B and sum. Now what if there is a condition in our flow chart? We know that if there is a question or a condition, we may have multiple values associated to it. Now what if we have to print a greater number between two numbers? It is going to have two values. Either the first number is greater or the second number is greater. Then a person above 18 can vote. We know that a person who's of the age that is 18 years or above, he can only vote, and a person who's less than 18 cannot vote. So this situation also gives us two values, that is yes, a person can vote, and if he's not eligible, no, he cannot vote. So for such questions where we have a condition involved, we use a condition box. So this diamond shaped box is known as a condition box, and the syntax is first you write the condition. If the condition is true, you print the value that is associated with true. If the condition is false, it is a no condition, the value associated with no is going to print. And remember, only one of them is going to work at a time. Both of them will not work together. You can also write the condition box like this. That is how the flow of this box is going to work. And you can make a line of the false condition and it will go with the flow. Now, let's see how we are going to make a flow chart to enter two numbers and print the greater number. Now start, enter A and B. Now we'll check with the diamond box that is A greater than B. If it's true, if A is greater than B, then we know that we are going to display A is greater. And if it is a false condition, which means A is not greater than B, then we know that B is greater and we are going to display B. and then we are going to stop this condition at the end. So this is a conditional flow chart which is dealing with a condition of two numbers where we want to know that which one of them is greater. Now what if we have to make a flow chart to enter three numbers and print the greater numbers? Now here I'm only presenting the conditions to you. Now the first condition is that is A greater than B and A greater than C, because we have three numbers A, B and C. If A is greater than B and A is greater than C, and if it is true, we can say that A is greater. What if it's false? So we are going to check that is B greater than A and B greater than C. If yes, we are going to display yes, B is greater. Else we are going to display that C is greater. So we are using AND here in order to check a relationship between the variables, that is A is greater than B and A is greater than C, which is telling us that A is greatest. B is greater than A, B is greater than C, which is telling us B is greatest. And if none of them is true, it will simply come to the third condition, that is C is greater. That is an else condition. Okay, thank you. All the best.